Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. We're here to review. Well, I'm here to review by myself. Some guests may pop in, but I don't know. But we're here to review the fourth Test match between Australia and India at the MCG. A Test match that went right down to the wire, right down to the last 15 overs of the game, day 5. Let's suggest it. Let's analyze it, and let's review it. So Australia, they won the toss. They decided to bat first. I think this pitch was brilliant for batting throughout the whole match. Probably too flat. Very hard to start on, but once you got your eye in, it was very good for batting. Steve Smith. Looks like he's back. It took 2 years to score his 32nd 100, and only 1 week to score his 33rd. So he's in unbelievable form, Steve Smith. Travis Head, rare failure for Travis Head. Only one run. Only one run to for this Test match. Very rare. That's happened. He did get a wicket though. We'll get more into that later. But yeah, Australia dominated majority of this Test match. Having said that, India did fight back. Probably should have drew it in the end. Probably should have won it. Some poor fielding. We'll get into that as well. But with Australia's first innings, the return to form by some players, Khawaja, Labuschagne, Smith will return to form. He was already in form. But the big talking point in this series, in this match, it was heaps actually. Sam Constas, the debut of the 19-year-old. Wow, what a debut. Unbelievable. Scoring, ramping Jasprit Bumrah. Jasprit Bumrah is the best fast bowler in the world. Another 5 wickets to Jasprit Bumrah this test, a 5-wicket haul this test. Unbelievable. But Sam Constas ramping Jasprit Bumrah. And to do it with so much flair, so much arrogance, it was just absolutely amazing. He made his first 50 on debut. Looks like it was looking like he was scoring his 100 the way he was going. Got out to Jadeja to the spinner, but Sam Constas, the over where he scooped Jasprit Bumrah for 3 scoop shots. Now we see that with Bazball in England, with players like Drew Root, Harry Brook, but a young 19-year-old against the best bowler in the world. It's more of a I see it, but I don't believe it. Unreal. Yes, Bumrah did get him in the second innings with a beautiful in-swinger, but statement was made, and it just shows you that they got the selection wrong, didn't they? Got selection horribly wrong. Australia. So with picking McSweeney, who was not an opener. McSweeney's not an opener, so I don't know why they put him as an opener. But Constas is an opener, and what a difference does it make? Right. So Khawaja found some form. He's been out of form for this whole series. Debating where Sydney will be his last Test match. Maybe time will tell. Labuschagne again made some runs, couldn't make the 100. It was pretty good. It was very good in the second innings as well. He had a great game. Reddy's luck. Now, we talked about Marnus Labuschagne being the most luckiest cricketer in the world. Hasn't found that this series, but maybe the tide has turned this test. Having said that, there was only one Test match left. Steve Smith, wow, what can we say? Wow, we talked about the last Test match, right? Where he looked all that sea. He was struggling with his form. It somehow got past the storm, makes 100. He was the old Steve Smith this test. He was absolutely fantastic. And what can you say? You know, just Boxing Day, just loves Boxing Day, doesn't he? Scores hundreds. Just amazing effort. Right, we'll go to India. India. Missed opportunity. Missed opportunity. Jaiswal and Kohli. Wow, that it looks like Kohli was back in form. Jaiswal looks like he was going to score some runs. And a horrible mix-up. And it's just so deflating because they were going so well. It was looking like India were going to make 400, 450. And then just a horrible mix-up. Kohli loses concentration. Gets himself out to Scott Boland, and all hope was lost. But then Nitish Reddy, oh my God, what an innings he played in front of his father, who was crying for the whole innings. He was very emotional, and Nitish Reddy, 100 on Boxing Day, just does not get better than that, ladies and gentlemen. Unreal. It looks like we were going to run out of partners. Because Cummins picked up the tail, we got out the tail, and we thought, oh, he's not going to get stranded with he. Oh no. So Raj kept him out. And then Netish, beautiful, takes down Boland, bounces down the ground, and scores his first ever Test 100 on Boxing Day. Not just Boxing Day, but ever. It just happened to be on Boxing Day. And absolute sensational. He batted for over 180 balls. Just ridiculous. Washington Sundar was also good. And that 100 gave India hope. Second innings, the second innings of Australia. One bowler stood out. The spirit of India, Jasprit Bumrah. Just tried his best to get India back into this game. 5 wickets in the second innings, another 5 wicket. Oh, he's got 30 wickets for the Test series. 30 wickets. Mitchell Johnson has 37. So here's some stats for you. So the best of 5 series, 2014 Mitchell Starc had 37 wickets. So that's the 2013-14 Ashes. Mitchell Johnson, 37 wickets. Now 2005. Only played hit 40 wickets in the 5 Test series. Shane Warne took 40 wickets in that 2005 Ashes series. Jasprit Bumrah has a chance to make history. He needs 10 wickets. It's not going to be easy. Or at least 7 to go past Mitchell Johnson's series of 37 in England. That's more gettable. But Jasprit Bumrah, we have to put him in the conversation of the greatest bowler ever. Is he the greatest bowler ever? His average is better than anybody else in the history of Test match cricket, over 200 wickets. He gives up 2 less runs than the second best bowler in average. Just a ridiculous. He's averaging under 14 this series. He's averaging under 14 this series. Just absolutely ridiculous. And he did his best. To help India over the line. Unfortunately, India's fielding was pathetic. Jaiswal. Had chances. The gully drop off Marnus Labuschagne, that has to be taken, bro. Come on, you just can't drop that. And then he drops one off Jadeja, off Pat Cummins. Jadeja bowled the ball. Pat Cummins a little bit behind the bat. Hard hands again. Jaiswal, hard hands. It's like he didn't expect it. It's like he wasn't switched on. But how can you not be switched on? Australia were on their knees. India were all over them. How can you not be switched on? Disappointing. And Siraj drops line to the court and bowled. Very comfortable height for a bowler. It's the one below the knees where you have to get down. They're the hardest to take. That was comfortable height. That should have been taken. So Labuschagne, he adds an extra 20. Lyon adds an extra 20. Cummins so Lyon put on another 30. Cummins put on another 20. That's 70 runs. Take those catches, you're only chasing 250. So that was very disappointing. However, second innings, controversial second innings. India, they looked untroubled throughout the whole day. I think Richard Pant, Jaiswal, they looked untroubled. And then Richard Pant throws his wicket away after to Travis Head. Insane. Absolutely insane. Don't know what he was thinking. Maybe he wasn't thinking. It's talk he could be the next captain. Mate, you don't play shots like that and you consider the next captain. That's a terrible thing. You just put this loss happened because of that. Set a chain of reaction and India fell like Skittles. Right? It's not good enough, Richard Pant. Really not good enough. Maybe Tim Payne gave you a career. But not good enough. Then controversially, Jaiswal got out to a review which did not show a spike on Snicko. Seemed. I'm not saying it did. Seems like it hit the bat or the glove on the way through from a pull shot from Jaiswal. Now, the controversy here is, how can you give that out when it's not on Snicko? Right? So this is a tough one. I can't believe it was given out. Now, to the naked eye, it looks like the ball deviated, but because the ball deviated doesn't mean it edged. How often do we see late swing? It looks like keeper was going to take it and the ball seems, outwards and inwards. How many times do we see that? That does not mean a deflection does not mean he hit it. All right. Now, I believe Jaiswal did hit it, but the point is, how can you overrule that? How can you have technology? How can you say he 100% hit that? You cannot say he 100% hit that. Nothing on Snicko. Nothing absolute conclusive on the replays. How can that be conclusive? No doubt Jaiswal hit it. Let's put that to bed. Jaiswal hit that ball. The problem is, how can there be evidence to overturn that decision when there was nothing on Snicko? Slight deflection off the bat, maybe, but how can there be crucified 100% evidence to overturn that Jaiswal decision? Because it was given not out. It wasn't given out. It's given not out. And then a couple of overs later, Akash Deep, again, controversy here with Snicko. Akash Deep wasn't happy with the decision. The umpire gave it not out. There's a little bit of a spike on Snicko, and this is where the debate comes in. Well, hang on. There was no Snicko on Jaiswal. You gave it out. Now there's a Snicko on Akash Deep, and all of a sudden we want to give that out. Doesn't make sense. I think Snicko had a nightmare today. But I do have a theory. There was 7 men around the bat. 7 men around the bat. How can you be so sure that he edged the ball and it wasn't the 7 men around the bat making noise, doing what? But Pat Cummins, man of the match, I thought it should have went to Steve Smith. Could have went to Jasprit Bumrah. If India saved the game, probably would have went to Bumrah or Nitish Reddy. But Australia up 2-1 for the pitch in Sydney. Well, don't be surprised if that's an absolute road. Why would it be a green top? There's no reason to go to green top. They're leading 2-1. There's absolutely no reason for them to go green top. Play it safe. Give them a flat, hard road. Traditional Sydney wickets are literally flat. Last couple of years, there've been grass on them. Don't do that. Go hard. If they draw this match, they need to win 1 test in Sri Lanka. I think that if they went green top and India win, I think that'd be disastrous. They've lost the BGT and they've lost the Test Championship. That means they would have to win 2 in Sri Lanka. Ain't gonna happen. Make it the biggest road possible. Where Sydney, weather around, yep, that's fine. But time to make it a road. Look what India did to us. Look what India did to Australia in the last BGT series. In the 4th test, they made the world's flattest pitch in the 4th test. Kohli made 100. Cameron Green, for crying out loud, made 100. Head made a 90 opening. Why would we give him a green top? Why? Selection, I probably wouldn't pay Mitch Starc. Statistically, SCG, I know it's his home test, but statistically, SCG has been his worst test. Statistically, in Australia anyway. I would pick, I'd go with Lance Morris, the crick from WA. I can't believe he hasn't played a test. Can't believe it. Mitch Marsh has to go. He is absolutely useless, this guy. Just a nonsense cricketer. Bring in Bo Webster for me. If they bring in Sean Abbott, that just New South Wales bias. Got to bring in Sean. I'd bring in Sean Abbott. Sorry, bring Sean Abbott. I'd bring in Bo Webster. I would bring in Lance Morris, and I'd bring in Richard Shelley. Now, Richard Shelley, what are you saying? You're saying, who the hell is Richard Shelley? Richard Shelley's a young spinner from WA, and I'd like to see him in Sri Lanka. I really would. I'd like to see him in this test match. I'd like to see Ryan rested. Lyon did a fantastic job today. He did a fantastic job this match with the bat and with the ball. Spun Australia to victory. It was really, really good. I want to see Richard Shelley in the next match. I want to see what the next batch of spinners are for Australia and play them in Sri Lanka. That's my opinion. I honestly wouldn't be far off bringing David Warner back. I'd honestly bring David Warner back for Sydney. I think Khawaja's run his race. First innings, Khawaja was really good. Second innings, he wasn't. I think this is it for Khawaja. Bring back Warner for Sri Lanka. I would open with Constas is in. Constas is playing in the Ashes. Simple. Playing in Sri Lanka, you'll play this week. Sri Lanka, 3 tests. Then the 3 tests in West Indies, that's 6 tests, and then the Ashes. And then I'd put Warner in the Sri Lankan series. I'd bring Warner. Let's be clear here. Let's be clear. Warner isn't retired. Neither is James Anderson. James Anderson isn't retired. He got pushed out. He got forced. He got pushed out. Same with David Warner. If Cricket Australia said to David Warner, we want you playing next test, David Warner would say yes. If England said to Jimmy Anderson, we want you playing in the Ashes, Jimmy Anderson would say yes. Okay, he's done retirement videos, whatnot, but he got pushed out. There's a difference. Difference people really need to know. Difference between being pushed out, forced to retire, and retiring. Both of those players still wanted to go on. So David Warner today hit an 86 for the Sydney Thunder in the Big Bullshit League in the BBL. But you know, so anyway, I really do thank you all for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. I do appreciate it. I'm here by myself today. James Butler, my co-host, is taking a break, and plus he doesn't really care about this series, does he? He's English. Actually, do go out the Cricket Badger channel for his his end of year review. Best keeper, best bowler, best batsman, best moment, best rising talent. So go check out his show. So I was supposed to be on there. Actually set my alarm, 8 different alarms. Unfortunately, Britney Spears couldn't get me up. But I actually did get up. I got up at 5 o'clock, but they were halfway done. So apologies to the cricket badger James Butler. But next year, there's always next year. I guarantee you we'll get James Butler for the Sydney Test match. But anyway, my name is Lucas. Down the bottom, Luke R15 Sky. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content, because this content's been so amazing. I'm giving so much, intelligence, so much stats. So I'm having a shocking day, guys. We should be celebrating. We should be celebrating the BGT win. But yeah, oh well, it's what it is, isn't it? But thank you. This is also the last review of the year. We want to wish you all from this channel a very happy 2025. So best wishes. We also wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas. Hope you had a good Christmas as well. And yeah, have a very happy 2025, which is 24 hours away if you live in the Oceanic. So anyway, thank you for watching. Happy New Year. Best of holidays. We will see you next year, 2025. We will see you in the pink ball test. So the pink test in Sydney, which isn't a pink ball, it's a red ball. It's Glenn McGrath, Jane McGrath day. You wear pink, you turn up, wear pink, celebrate her amazing life, and breast cancer as well. And let's find a cure for that son of a bitch. So get down to the SCG, support the cause, and we will see you next year. And Happy New Year for 2025.